Do you know who really destroyed Star Wars? You want to know? George Lucas. Um, I'm going to explain why George Lucas destroyed Star Wars, why he is the blame for Star Wars' downfall, and why as it is today, and shit like that. If George Lucas didn't give if George Lucas didn't sign Star Wars over to Disney and to Kathleen Kennedy and gave Star Wars, oh wait, I'm trying to put my words together, sorry. If he gave his movie out to somebody who he can trust, we wouldn't be dealing with this shit today. And I seen a YouTube. I was watching a YouTube video saying, and it says, George Lucas is sorry now. Like, how the fuck George Lucas is sorry when he was half of the blame for Star Wars' downfall? Like, that was his baby. That was his soul. He practically sold his soul to give Star Wars to fucking Disney and to give it to a politics mongering bitch. And think, who is truly half of the blame for Star Wars' downfall? It's George Lucas. Like, seriously. Kathleen Kennedy is the blame too. She's half of the reason why Star Wars is, shit, and it's not making no money and shit like that, and way how it is today, and bad story writing and shit like that. She is half of the blame. No, she's more of the blame, but really, mostly the blame is going to, it's George Lucas himself, the creator of Star Wars. Like, people don't really have common sense and think, who was the blame for Star Wars' downfall? It's George Lucas. He shouldn't sign that. He shouldn't sign if he wanted to sign it to somebody, right? If he wanted to sign it to somebody, why could he sign it to Universal or Paramount Studios or Columbia? Why none of them, brands he could have signed it to? And they're pretty good at making good movies, believe it or not. Or what about Warner Brothers? Like, why did he have to sign it to Disney? And the shit, like, I seen interviews and shit like that, like how he couldn't get involved in it and shit like that. Like, he didn't want to be involved in that, whatever they were doing in Disney Star Wars and shit like that. All that SJW shit, he didn't want to really get involved in that crap. That's no excuse, man. That is no excuse. Like, seriously, no excuse. Because really, he should have, gave it to somebody who is a fan of Star Wars and who respects, who somebody who would respect George Lucas's vision. And I'm going to say this, George Lucas was the dumb fool. He was a dumb fool. And he's half of the reason why Star Wars is the way it is. Believe it or not. And that's going to be a hard pill to swallow. He's half of the reason why Star Wars is the way it is. and now he's practically getting involved doing certain things and stuff like that, trying to clean up more or less his mess for what he has done to us. Like, I've been a big fan of George Lucas since Indiana Jones and the old Star Wars days. And it just seems like, even when I first heard that, I think it was 2012 or something, I don't know, 2012, 2013, when he signed over Star Wars to Disney, I was fucking shocked. And you know what I thought? Oh, something's bad's about to happen. I got a bad, like, more or less like what Han Solo says. I have a bad feeling about this. And look what happened. Look what Star Wars is now today. You know, George Lucas should not be sorry. He was the one who signed his soul and his baby to Disney. And look what Disney done with it. Destroyed it. They didn't respect his vision. He's half of the blame. That's just common sense. He is half of the blame for Star Wars' downfall. He should have signed it to Warner Brothers, Paramount, like Universal, Columbia, whatever. They're pretty damn good movie brands, man. Why Disney? Why fucking Disney? Even when I heard this for the first time, Star Wars is going to Disney, like what I said before, I had a bad feeling about this. Something's bad's about to happen. Force Awakens was kind of like a good movie. Kind of. But when The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker came out, that's where they just lost me. Lost me for good. Like, George Lucas is half of the not half of the blame, all of the blame for Star Wars' downfall. He shouldn't even signed it over to Disney. He shouldn't even gave it to freaking Kathleen Kennedy and shit like that. I don't know. Maybe he knew he was involved in that crap. He knows she was involved in that fucking SJW bullshit. I don't know. Like seriously, George Lucas is basically the blame for Star Wars' downfall. He should not be sorry for what he's done. You know? And for him doing all this stuff, like, you know, working behind the scenes, trying to fix up Star Wars and shit like that. That's not good enough, man. Like, seriously. I used to look up to George Lucas when I was a kid, man. You know? With all his good movies and stuff like that. Like, you know, like for him signing fucking Star Wars to Disney years and years ago, that's where I lost my fucking respect. That's when he sold his fucking soul. And when he was signing over, you know, Star Wars to Disney, did he got paid for it? Did he sold out Star Wars, his own brand, his own baby, to Kathleen Kennedy and fucking Disney and the people who work in Disney, them fucking politics people, SJWs? It's his fault. He sold his soul. He sold his baby to them. You know? It's not... No, yeah. I don't want to get into a massive rant because I know where I stand with this because it's freaking George Lucas's fault. You know, all the way. It's his fault. And now he's cleaning up all his mess. What he's done. It was his fault. I would never ever forgive George Lucas for what he's done to Star Wars. Because, especially Kathleen Kennedy, who he sold it to, it didn't respect his vision. And I'm just going to leave it as that. Like and subscribe if you want to keep watching videos like this. And, yeah. See ya. Bye.